Hey everybody, welcome to the Prime Forecast. My name is Bryce.
Chris.
Ross. Alex.
And today we are celebrating getting a larger SD card so we don't have to rush everything. We can record over an hour,
Yes.
and we know how much our 17 subscribers want to hear over an hour of our... Are we comedy?
I think that question
Am I a joke to you?
In the comments, tell us why you listen to us.
Right.
Because our views are down, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell them that. Like, our views are down. You gotta step it up. All 17 of you.
Right. Share it with your friends and have your friends' friends share it and then share it with their friends. That'd be great.
We're taking the Mike Tyson approach, though, so
Jesus.
Ross, go ahead and bleep that.
And we're back.
We're going to appreciate you until you love us. Mm-hmm. That's the approach we're taking, the Mike Tyson approach. So I got alcohol here, which is not Fireball because they are not approved.
Nope.
I don't have Dr. Pepper. They are not approved.
Nope.
I'm already shots in. 2 shots in?
2 shots.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
crazy.
about to be 3 shots in. So let's start it off with the topic.
Did you start taking shooters as soon as I sent that text where I'm like, yo, I'm going to be late?
No, as soon as we sat down, I started taking it. Okay.
That'd be a good time to take a shot.
For our first topic of hippie hop, do we have anything?
Yes.
Okay, you start it off.
I'll jump it off. Kodak Black, we caped for you. Now it's time to go fuck yourself. Okay? I guess that's a semi-important question, right? Mm-hmm. You have someone you're not cool with. How long before it's okay to pursue a widow?
Like, that is low. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is this statute of limitations on a widow? Because, I mean, you want them to find happiness after, but, like, not 2 days after. You know what I mean?
I'm going to get really red, I'm just saying,
Oh, yeah.
as a liquor. I can already feel the heat radiating
just coursing
off me.
through your veins. But yeah.
So this is a serious discussion, but it's not. It's always there, but it's not something people talk about.
Yeah,
like out in the open. Like you don't ask your like. You and your friends are like plotting. Like when your other friend dies, it's like a little bit of time has passed, and it's like
the question.
is she doing okay? Like better check it out.
But if it's been this short amount of time, were they fucking already?
That's a question. Also a valid question. I mean, also a valid thing to put out there. If I were to pass, I'd rather it be somebody that is close to like me, and I think my friends are kind of close to what I am. They're douchebags like me. He's gonna shit himself. You're just gonna shit yourself.
You're going to
making a
taste
mixture.
cinnamon,
You're
dude.
gonna skip, throw up, and just shit
This
yourself.
is like, Ernest on a party bus.
We're about to,
I was gonna say the shade barely changed there. What's going on?
Wow.
All right, you guys. I did a half and half, which is not bad for a mixed drink.
We're gonna have.
I'm gonna go slow with it. I'm not gonna like.
Yeah, right, dude.
We're gonna have the answer.
I
to that
haven't.
widow.
I haven't drank in like many months.
An
like,
intermission.
to where I got drunk.
So that means that you're gonna have a lower tolerance.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am gonna get fucked
Just
up
gonna be
for you on this
decimated.
podcast, and I'm gonna talk about the stuff that no one else wants to talk about.
Just don't.
Like
Don't.
the proper.
Just don't.
When I'm drunk, I'll start saying weird shit.
Right.
So, it's what were we talking about? The Kodak Black thing?
Well, yeah, we were talking about what is the statute of
fill your sauce
limitation
cup
to.
Are you gonna drink?
I'm gonna take a couple.
All
of
right,
sips.
just take your time. Then take your time.
Yeah.
So it's some. I mean,
Do you think there is a good number, or do you think like, okay, years down the road he's been there supporting her, blah blah blah, they grow a friendship, relationship, whatever the fuck, like.
saying it out publicly was a very bad move, especially for how like quick it was after he had passed away.
Is he even in the grave yet? Like legit? Like
today he was. I think.
Yeah, they had his thing.
Service
at
was
Staples
today.
Center. Yeah.
service means that
very public.
Service means that's the wake. But did they stick him in the ground before we had the news?
You do it day of wake usually. Or do you?
I think no, it's
Maybe
separate.
They did
Wake's
Funeral is
they did like a
separate.
whatever many mile thing through town or whatever with
Yeah.
them.
Yeah,
They did it at
I
Staples
want to.
Center. A lot of basketball players were there.
If that's
a
the
lot of-
procession, then yeah, maybe.
Can we? Okay, so with the Kodak Black thing, it was very disrespectful.
Yeah.
To say it publicly so soon, but again, he's a stranger to them.
Has-
Like,
Right, that's
I don't
even more weird.
I don't think at that point, who cares? Like you're just a troll at that point.
Cloud
Like
chaser and troll. Yeah.
I hope to
I
God,
don't-
I'm sure she heard about it, but I don't think she should pay attention to it because of
I don't really
like
follow Kodak Black, but is he a fuckboy?
yeah.
Is he one of those like Soldier Boy like type dudes?
He is the dude. He's the one that did Young M.A. He's
yeah, that was
Oh,
yeah, that
okay,
was
he's the one
yeah,
who's
he's
like
he's a fuckboy.
yeah, he's like, "You gonna get the dick" or some shit. I'm just that's terrible. Paraphrasing.
What's
but that's
crazy
what he
is
said.
probably that isn't a line with what he was saying towards her, and I'm just like, this is dumb. Like we were just caping for you on this whole like
Cinnamon Dr. Pepper.
assault case, and now you're saying these type of things publicly. Like, are you invincible now? Like, what is this thing? Like, I just didn't care for it.
I believe that when Tekashi 6ix9ine left, that there was a vacuum in trolling,
Oh,
and he.
Yep.
No, I mean it makes perfect sense.
It
Like he
does.
had to fill the vacuum. Someone had to once
Yep.
Tekashi left. So it
Yeah.
just went down the shit barrel and fucking found Kodak Black at the bottom, I guess. And
yeah. Then you have like Game shooting a video like scream crying at him. And then you have like T.I. that's weighing in on him like, yo, you need to get your shit together because you're fucked up for that.
yeah,
It's like,
expeditiously.
expeditiously.
Fix this shit expeditiously.
And I'm like, yo, like, it's not really a good move. Like, I understand you got to troll, trolls got to troll and shit like that, but like, pick something else. You know what I mean? Like, pick someone else.
Because I mean, if you think about it, I haven't been following him because I don't like really follow celebrities on Twitter or anything on my Twitter. You can follow me though. Go ahead. It's Bryce App. I don't even know my Twitter. Bryce App Filter at Twitter.
You put
Hashtag.
first name,
Yeah.
middle name.
Yeah. No, not middle name. What? I said my first and last name.
I was trying to be slick, Bryce.
Oh.
I'm not trying to have these people.
Yeah, that's my middle name. No, I don't care about that. You can find me online pretty easily with my first and last name.
Great.
But fuck. I don't know.
You already decimated.
I'm
You're
already
only,
tipsy after like
two
three
shots and that into there. That's
three
terrible.
shots. They were in quick succession. But so I don't follow him on Twitter.
Nope.
But he was pretty calm before the Twitter thing happened. He had the Ebro thing happen where he brought up his case and he got the pity follows and stuff.
Sure.
Yep.
But then as soon as Tekashi 6ix9ine goes, this happens. He's been going off like sporadically, it seems like.
He sees
doing
his time.
Yeah.
Yep.
Which is it publicity wise, he's getting a ton of it. So good for him. We're talking about it. And we are the number 400 podcasts on YouTube. No, I'm kidding.
I think
Thor, no.
with him, you have to understand that. I get it. People are entitled to say what they want to, but I also want to see consequences behind people saying stupid shit. And I don't think you're gonna get anywhere close.
That's
Anywhere
Thor
close
whining
with
if
that.
you hear that.
So yeah.
So what is your opinion on it? I personally don't. I think it's just trolling, disrespectful trolling. I don't think.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think it should have been given the attention that it was given, which, muddled the whole thing to begin with. Like,
Yeah.
but are you talking about a time limit? You asked an original question, like, what is the time limit?
What do you think is an appropriate time limit?
Is
Enough
this?
time for the person to get right afterwards, or else you're just a vulture.
Yeah.
Yep.
So are we talking my friend, like personally, like what I? Oh God, that's disrespectful.
I don't think it is.
Probably. I want to say something, but I don't want to sound like the devil for saying it.
Just do it.
Okay, I'll do conservative 2 months.
2 months.
2 months. I wanted to say 1 month, but I figured I'd be the devil, so I bumped it up to 2.
2 months. I think Alex's answer is probably.
What was his answer? Well,
you got to judge
to
the
be
water.
fair, how are you
Yeah.
gonna judge when they're right though?
Well, if your friend passes away,
Like when
you're going to be close
I guess the
with
question
that
is when do you like see if they're ready?
I am not even sure how.
Exactly.
I mean, you'll probably keep in touch with them after it happens, and you will like, judge the waters every time you see them. How are you holding up, or whatever. It's
What
like,
if-
oh, I'm good.
What
I'm
if
just,
they what if they had a list though, like every woman does? Oh wait, never mind.
Oh my God, Rob.
Are you saying there's like contingency plans or something?
Oh dude,
You're
I
gonna
know
want to bleep that one.
I've been told they have contingency plans.
Oh,
If X
with
then Y?
without, are we talking about? Okay, let's not get into this.
We're
'cause
not.
I'll
We're
talk
not.
about.
That's as far as I'm going.
Okay.
Just saying.
I think that'd be an interesting topic to talk about when we actually have female guests.
Women's
on here.
infidelities.
That's not what I'm talking about.
We will
they don't
get-
actually cheat. They
They
just
just
have
keep
a
a-
contingency plan.
Yeah.
A lot of people have contingency plans, though.
I don't.
Men do.
I'm like, what? I have a contingency plan?
Yeah, I fly by the seat of my pants. Like if it happens, it
All
happens.
right,
If
all
it
right.
doesn't, it doesn't.
Chris's wife, if you're listening to this or watching
But she's
this,
not. She let us down, boys.
oh
She
Yes,
is not
yes,
one of the
yeah.
17 subscribers.
shit! God, fuck her then. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
So we're in agreement that it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
First and foremost, disrespectful. So fuck you, Kodak Black, for being so goddamn disrespectful. Give it 2 months.
In the face.
Wait, 2 months in the face.
No, fuck you in the face.
Fuck you in the face.
There you go.
Cool.
Wait, frankly, if he would have waited a few months, it probably would have barely cracked the news.
You probably
Or
want
not
to
even
crack
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Well, he needs to crack the news. That's why it's like going
Okay.
up.
Yeah.
Okay, now it all makes
There was
sense.
probably some motivations behind it.
Yep.
All right. So, do you guys want to talk about? Did anybody listen to the Anderson Paak Ventura album?
I have not, because I want to
No.
buy a physical copy.
Oh, that's right. You
Okay.
said that. Yeah.
I do want to talk about it on our new show that's may or may not be happening. So that'd be cool. It'll happen someday, just not today or tomorrow or in a month.
We're gonna wait approximately 2 months to do it.
I like
time, yes.
like when we said we were going to do audio only.
Yeah.
That was like
We just want to
5
make sure that
months ago.
enough time has passed by.
Yeah, we got to get everything sorted out, you know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, audio only should be good right now. We should be on. The SoundCloud was cleaned up. We had issues with the RSS feed, which you feed to other sources or whatever, other outlets that will pull from that RSS feed.
Yep.
And ours was jumbled. It was out of order. So we re-uploaded everything. We got everything in order. So it should be on Podcast Addict, iTunes, SoundCloud, and what else do we have it on? YouTube. Well, we're on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think that's probably all.
We'll figure it out once I'm not inebriated too bad.
Too much.
So no one listened to the album. Cool. Anderson Paak released an album, Ventura. So you know about that now. Production. Not even gonna Google it. Don't even know who it is.
I think it should be a surprise.
Could be Dre. Is that our?
After him blaming Dre for the last album, I don't know if
I think we blame Dre for the last album. Like,
That's true.
I think if
I
that
don't
was
know,
if
man.
that was shared by a lot of people, and I don't know, I'm still a firm believer in like, if it was Dre, if it was a record label, like somebody had their hands in the creative pot that shouldn't have last go around.
It depends. We've had this conversation before. It depends if Dre actually produced like the entire album, which I
Yeah.
doubt.
And you know, if Pac put together an album that was different than what he did before, but it just didn't work this time, well, maybe this next one will be better.
Yeah,
You never know.
a lot of artists, a lot
Yeah.
of good artists have a lot of hit or miss.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Your top rappers have a lot of misses. That's
Yeah.
enough, Thor.
Or they try to do that experimental shit like what was it? Common had an album, Electric Circus, that I don't think was received as well as his other albums, but it's dope.
Resurrection.
It came
Has
right after
bangers.
Go. Or
Yeah.
no, B.
I'll be right back.
Camera after B.
And it's like, it wasn't received as well because it was experimental, but it was dope.
There were some of my favorite tracks of his on there. Like,
Yeah.
and
Like, he
it's
had...
kind of eclectic, like, compared to, like, he had more unique sounds versus, kind of, well, I don't know, actually. Like, he has a pretty diverse soundscape from his first album. His first couple runs of albums, a lot of different sounds, but he definitely went a little further.
But I think he dipped his toe, so to speak, in that water again, where he did Universal Mind Control, because that is a lot of different styles again on one album, and you get your classic Common tracks, but you also get some. What the hell is this?
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure the guy could rap over anything.
Yeah,
anyway, like lo-fi, just.
That's his pocket, I think, is lo-fi shit.
Anderson .Paak?
We were talking about Common.
We were trying to find some common ground here.
I leave and then I come back. Comment? Anderson .Paak? All right. So, what is the last album Common had?
Oh,
I could Google it for you.
yeah, you should probably Google that. And was it good? And I think it is, even though I can't remember what it was.
It could be Universal Mind Control, for all you know.
Because that was him and Pharrell, isn't it?
Probably. I don't know. I've only listened to Resurrection, I believe, was the only full album that I listened to.
Yeah.
Ooh, you didn't even listen to the follow-up to that one, which is just great.
Universal Mind Control was 2008, buddy.
Oh.
Black America Again was 2006. 16. Excuse me. I didn't finish it. Fuck off.
There you go.
2016, Nobody's Smiling. 2014, The Dream, The Believer. 2011, Universal Mind Control. 2008. I think he's focusing more on acting right now because he's been in a few films lately.
Yeah.
He was in John Thick episode 2.
Yep. He should be in 3, I believe. A lot of good rappers do that. Just go to like the big screen.
Well, the RZA, he's been in movies since. I mean,
no,
DMX
buddy.
was in films for a bit.
Yeah.
50
And
Cent.
actually, the
tried a little
RZA's
bit.
in that new zombie movie that's coming up.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
God.
then he did a lot of scores and composing for a lot of movies too. And that what's crazy is that whole Afro samurai shit that he did. It was just dope, and it kind of. I want to see more of that. I want to see more of the Pharrells getting behind. I want to see
Roddy,
more of
he's
the.
hungry. Give him some pizza.
I don't got no food for him.
Give him some tendies. I want to see more hip hop artists like Pharrell was behind Despicable Me and all that other shit. I think that'll be dope.
I say, don't give him a brownie, man.
No.
Changing those soundscapes. Don't kill Thor. How about that? That's what the name of this show is going to be. Don't kill Thor.
Sounds good.
Yes.
I am really warm and red. I can tell.
I can feel myself getting pretty warm.
So let's move on. Topics, because that one's dead, of course.
Yes.
Drake brings out J. Cole in London and announces that they have been working on new music together. Not a new album, but new music together.
Do we care?
I care about J. Cole, but I don't care about Drake.
Same.
We care about J. Cole.
I do, yeah.
Why?
He's in my top for modern rappers. Like, he's one of the few that I can tolerate.
Okay. How about you? Why?
The thing about J. Cole is I used to tell Ernest he wasn't good because I just wanted something to give him shit about.
Yeah, get a rise out of it. Sure.
But I don't know. It's just like I think a lot of it has to do with messaging. Kind of like how I'm a big Common guy, big Mos Def guy,
Sure.
big Talib guy. So it's just something that I don't know. I find his subject matter interesting, and his cadence is kind of it's not bad.
Well,
Yeah.
compared to modern rappers, when you're getting mumble, it's like...
Yeah.
I mean, I think even if he was in the heyday, he'd stand out too. And the thing that draws me to J. Cole versus anything else is I like to when I'm watching rappers, when I'm hearing rappers, I like to watch their interviews first and see what type of people they are. And if that's in line with the type of music they put out, like they make a fan out of me right on the spot without me having to hear numerous songs from them. And J. Cole writes from a place that's real. He's like, I wrote that shit that was talking about stunting and now later rap about it now, hope I get it later. Till I got the Rolex and I realized that shit ain't nothing. There's bigger issues going on and I have to evolve, and you see his music evolve right along with him. So that's pretty much why I vibes with J. Cole.
All right, so you were quizzing us.
No, I was just
Why?
seeing if you guys, mess with him for the same reason that I do.
I mean, yeah, I can agree with what you said. Like his message, like in modern times. I mean, you're hearing the same stuff from J. Cole or Kendrick from J. Cole, and it's refreshing, especially in modern times, because a lot of rap today from the new rappers, it's not about any of that. It's not about social issues anymore, or issues with the culture right now, or urban populations, whatever is currently going on. It's not hot button topics that they talk about, because
You mean Molly Percocet's not a hot button issue?
no, it's not. But mask off. But it seems like a new rapper has to evolve. Like even old rappers, like back in the day, they were rapping about the same shit that modern day rappers were rapping about. They're rapping about trapping, the drug, dealing drugs, like hoes, bitches, whatever you want to call them, money, crime, all that shit. And then they eventually evolve into the social issues like plaguing society currently.
Yeah.
Like you saw Jay-Z, he was doing that shit back in the day. He evolved. Eminem evolved. Scarface, he was kind of always
You think
there.
it starts more like focused on yourself, and then once you actually like have means, you start to focus on everything else around you? And
I think that jives tough, because what I think about it as is, I'm gonna butcher the fuck out of this because it's been a long time since I studied this, but like the hierarchy of needs, you have to take care of your security and yourself first before you can take care of bigger ideas. And I think you said Eminem evolved, and I don't think that's true. I think
Whoa, dude.
it's like this. It's like
I've had alcohol. Here we go.
It's like the person who can't afford food in this country isn't worrying about the person who can't afford food in the other country. They're worrying about eating.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like, I don't think, and the reason I don't think Eminem has evolved is because he came from that, and I don't think that he's ever changed from that. He's had the same problems chasing him the entire time. So it's like, you see a story unfold, but like, I think now he might be in a position where he's evolving or whatever. But like, a lot of the demons, like from his, and why I vibe out with him, is like, he was poor and he had problems with drugs. He was rich and he had problems with drugs. You know what I mean? Yeah. He had problems with shitty people in his life. And it basically shows you like, yo, you could be poor and rich. You could have that common theme. Like, if life is shitty, it is shitty. Mm-hmm. And you can't escape that until you deal with it. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, he's been sober for quite a long time now.
Yeah.
Allegedly. I wouldn't know that for sure, but I'm assuming he has, the way he acts and stuff.
Start running.
Yeah.
But I mean, Eminem, he was a shock rapper, and he evolved, a shock rapper, great storytelling.
Sure.
And he was a poor rapper, shock rapper, but in the midst of that, he still had the hidden gems that were, kind of issues during the time. Like, he had Stan, of course, which was a new story that hadn't been told, which was a perspective that hasn't been viewed yet in hip-hop during that time. Then he had Mockingbird, his come-up story. He had Mosh Pit, with great verse against Bush, and he's touched a lot of hot button topics that are going on in current like political, the political whatever the fuck you call that, political scene during the time. And he did drugs. He rapped about drugs. He did his Purple Pills with D12. He wasn't afraid to rap about it. No. He wasn't afraid to rap about domestic abuse and stuff like that. He fucking still does that, which is kind of off. But Well, I mean, when he grew up, I mean, he did recovery. He still raps about, like, you know, how he had a drug abuse and he moved past that. But the way society treats him or the media treats him, he might just go back to it. Like, that's the tease. But, I mean, he like, currently right now, Kamikaze was a vent album where he was just venting about the current... Thor, stop. He was venting about the current culture going on in hip-hop right now. And with a tickle of domestic abuse, also weird. But he's someone who hasn't tied down. Like, I don't think he will. So that promiscuous kind of attitude would always carry on into his music. Yeah. But he has evolved somewhat, but he can't really touch a lot of the main issues of hip-hop, which is, you know, color and police brutality and stuff. It's not really a hot-button issue that he is... I feel like people wouldn't like if he touched those issues, even though he still lives in Michigan. I'm not 100% sure where he lives, but he's still by Detroit. He still, you know, tries to help Detroit. He performs in Detroit, like, pretty much solely. Yeah. And he tries to help Detroit, which is where he's from. But the things that plague that, it's not really appropriate for him to rap about in his woke stuff. So he touches... It seems like he touches more on the political scene more than anything else, because that's the appropriate thing that he can touch. Sure. It's like... within and then political without, like,
and I'm not saying that he hasn't evolved from a place where, you know, he's kind of stagnant in what he's talking about. I'm saying that political issues from his first album to his most recent shit, it has been there the entire time. Issues within a home that is not, you know, 100% great, it's been there the entire time. And people, I think his is one of the rare artist types where people, you can give them the same message 4 different times, and every single time you ingest it a little bit differently. It's like me seeing the Goofy movie as a son, and then me seeing the Goofy movie as a father. It's 2 totally different movies. It's the same message, but it's 2 totally, you receive it differently.
I enjoy that.
I always thought Max was an asshole, so...
See, you're smart. I'm not smart. I was like, he just wants to have some time by himself and see a fucking concert. What's the big deal? And it's like, yo, you're about to go off to college, my G. I'm trying to spend this last summer with you, you asshole.
I do. I haven't seen the Goofy movie. I'm sorry. Yeah, I was a sheltered child. Thor, please. I do like your perspective, but it kind of like... Good Lord. I can't get rid of him because he knows there's food somewhere. Stop. But I like your perspective and that the fact that it was always there for Eminem, which, see, I don't know if that helps or cripples, like, my argument that he has evolved, because, I mean, a lot of people like the woke rap. When you grow up, you like the woke rap. You like the hot button issues that you have grown up and begin to understand. You appreciate the rap that talks about those issues, and if you're saying Eminem has always been there, that's good. That's a good aspect of a rapper to have. So, I mean, he still used shock rap as a springboard to get into the game, I would say. For sure. But I mean, yeah, I guess I'm not arguing with you. I appreciate that you know, that his evolution has stayed quite similar, even though it has changed slightly, you know, in reference to himself, but it's still there. It's still the same message, so... Yeah. Cool. Good on you, Eminem.
Well, it probably helped that some of the stuff that, like people were attacking him about, like, different things about, you know, like, his content and stuff. But a lot of the stuff that they were attacking him about were things that were relevant in society at the time, so...
Yeah.
Yep. I mean... Yeah, he's always been a hot topic issue rapper. But, see, he never had to do that. He never had to fake, I'm doing air quotes, fake his way into fame. Like, he never had to do that, so... I mean, is that better? That he never had to do that? That he never had to use those... I mean, he lived what he lived, but he never had to generally use.
You didn't have
those.
to vanilla ice it. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, he didn't necessarily. He didn't necessarily have to use as much fiction as other rappers do to springboard a career.
But did he have to have Shaggy, Too Dope, and Violent J show up at one of his shows?
Man,
I'm kidding.
I'm kidding.
They
That
squashed
was-
that beef.
That's kind of sad. I was hoping that it'd go on forever because that dynamic is pretty funny because you have quote unquote underground rap, which there are way better representations of what that would be, but Midwestern underground rap nonetheless.
Tech
Is that what
9,
we're talking about?
Right? We're talking about
Tech 9 was underground, right?
Technina, yes.
Yeah, he was underground for a while.
But you have that dynamic where if you're beefing with somebody famous, this is basically the whole MGK thing again.
Yep.
If you're beefing with somebody famous, people are like, oh, who are these ICP guys? What are they about? And then they hear about, dumpsters and terrible stuff.
ICP was the shock rap group from back in the day that kind of was like a side by side with Eminem during that period. I would say they were competition.
They were first, I think.
ICP, yeah. The ICP is pretty old, but
Nasty, just
Eminem.
gross.
They never got past the shock part. Really,
Yeah.
I remember
they just stayed there.
back in the day. Because I couldn't own these albums, there's no way my parents would ever let me own
What?
any album. I'm not a fan of ICP, I'll tell you that right now. The Great Malenko, not me.
What? That
me.
is like the best. No,
I
I'm
know
just
a girl
messing
who
around.
was a big fan. Huge fan. You know who you are. If you ever listen to this,
Holy shit.
you know who you are.
What, the Jekyll Brothers?
The Jekyll Brothers. Wait, let me finish this quick because
Alright, go ahead.
it's going to be a stupid tangent. So I remember going to my friend's back in the day, and his older sister had the ICP album because their parents were more cool. And I'd go into their room and listen to like the Great Malenko and the talk show or whatever, where they're talking about what would you do to me? Oh, I'd fucking murder you is what I do to you, or whatever it was. Like I still remember that, even though I don't remember anything about it. I still remember
Sure.
that aspect of it.
Some of my favorite stuff was like the televangelist thing or whatever.
Oh my god!
I think it was funny. Like, it was funny because they were talking about... I think there was one song about bugs on his nether regions.
Oh, jeez.
That he was talking about. And I'd laugh at these songs so super hard as a kid. I had no business listening to that shit. But it was funny as a kid, so it's like, if I was able to buy it, I'd be like, yo, I need to laugh.
It was comedic, like the talk show thing. It was like the dating game, or
I remember that.
And he was talking about just like murdering the chick, and like the other one was like, "Yeah, I'd murder you too. I'd murder your family, then I'd murder you," like shit like that. And it was funny, but I feel like their fan base is the thing that kind of ruined it for them back in the day, and still probably today is the Juggalos and Juggalettes. Even though the Juggalette is probably my favorite person to meet at a party. Probably my favorite. That's a story for another day.
Right? You're not alone in that.
But
Not alone in that.
ICP was actually on Shade 4-5, and I believe Eminem called in during that interview because they brought up the topic, like, you and Eminem beefing, like, are you beefing anymore? And they're like, no, that was so long ago. Like, we had a talk, we squashed it. It's all good now. Because they got invited on Shade 4-5, which is Eminem's platform.
Yeah.
Eminem called in, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'm paraphrasing and tipsy. He said that, he said thank you, and he appreciated that they showed up.
I was totally going to go somewhere different. I was like, give me my dick back.
Ken Kniff called in. You want to get a fucking hotel room with me? God damn it.
See, they both have funny skits about silly shit.
Eminem could have called in and did that, and it would have been amazing.
Right?
I wonder if he has done that. He did that.
From Connecticut, will you accept?
Yeah, he did that prank calling show too back in the day. Eminem did.
Crank Anchors?
Yeah, Crank Anchors.
Yo, I miss Crank Anchors. Spoony Love. This is Spoony Love, and you a stupid hoe. Super funny.
All right, so let's move on from that topic.
That's so funny.
Okay, so in the future, should I say we're moving on to a different topic, or should I segue into a new
You gotta
topic?
figure out how to segue. That's what all the bosses
Okay.
do. You know?
That you
So,
don't fall
I don't
over.
know. Those things cost a lot of money, man. I don't know.
ICP and Eminem do hip hop, and there's a Game of Thrones album called For the Throne that's being released, which has hip hop artists on it.
Yeah, I saw you.
Great
For the
segue.
Throne,
Go
is
me.
that the new Kanye, the Throne album?
Watch the
Is that
Throne.
Throne 2?
That's
For
what.
the
That's what
it has-
Gandhi went to.
Okay, let's preface this with a little bit of, and I'm sure we talked about it on the show before. How much a fan Bryce is of this?
We're not done yet.
Game
We're
of
Game of
Thrones.
Thrones. We're not done
Okay.
yet. We have
No.
another hour of Game of Thrones.
We're still
As long as an episode.
okay. So I'm chilling, and I get a text message or a message from Bryce. He goes, "How you gonna watch Game of Thrones? Is it gonna be streaming? Is it gonna be this? Is it gonna be that? What you trying to do?" And I'm like, "Yo, I just said last week that I try this shit out, so now I have to do this shit."
I'm
He is
holding
ready.
a thumb drive in my hand. Season 1, baby. Legally.
Obtained.
Yeah, legally.
That's the pinnacle right there. After that,
This
Legally
is-
obtained.
never mind.
What is on
Sweet.
there? Because you said you wanted it Blu-ray.
Sure.
But unfortunately, I couldn't find a Blu-ray that was like
What?
physical and cheap enough, so I had to download it.
Yeah.
This is Blu-ray quality.
Okay.
So, but this is like from, God, when was Game of Thrones? Like 2010. So this is like 1080p quality.
Okay.
And there's also VLC media player on there, which will play the files for you if you need it. Because I don't think a smart TV can play an MKV file. I didn't convert them. If you need me to convert them, we can.
Yeah, I have to
But
check
otherwise, the player's on there to install, and then the series is on there as well. And if you want, I will watch it with you. Like, that's fine by me.
I have not had that amount of dedication to
Not
TV
yet.
shows.
Not yet.
Yeah, that's.
This is Game
I'm
of
actually
Thrones
excited about
is
this now.
pretty much one of the most popular shows that has been on TV.
He gave some
he says.
disclaimers. He gave some disclaimers.
Well, I don't know about that.
It doesn't beat MASH's finale.
is that what we were going at?
Well, view wise, I think MASH's finale still has the most
It's possible.
views for
Well, season 3
episode.
Season 3 finale of Lost or whatever.
You think so?
I'm just kidding.
I don't know if it beats that.
Or is
I
it-
don't
is
Was
think
that the
that
one, like,
beats-
we gotta go back?
I think we got to go back. Was a pretty high rate episode.
Game of Thrones has been beating records pretty much every season for views. So
Jeez.
I'm sure this series.
I'm glad I stopped watching.
Oh, shut the fuck up, Ross. All right. Well, anyway, this was leaked. Travis Scott, The Weeknd, and SZA are also featured on this album. There's a lot of what's that modern folk shit called? With Mumford Sons.
Like indie or
Sure. There's a lot of indie artists on there, and there's a
like-
lot of hip hop and
like
R&B.
I was gonna say
Bear.
Americana, but they're not from America.
Boney Bear.
Oh no! What is
Iron Man.
what is Mumford and Sons genre?
It'd
It's
be
like,
like-
modern folk, but what is it actually called?
Probably be like indie folk.
Indie folk. Okay, yeah. Okay.
Probably
Nowadays-
So there's a
you
lot of
throw
indie
indie
folk
in front
on
of
there.
everything.
I'll probably get the album. I'll probably try it out because I'm just such a sucker for Game of Thrones.
It's like Rick with his Father John Misty or whatever. he uses.
So that's pretty much all we have for hip hop, and it's already been 47 fucking minutes.
No, it's only been
Nah,
37
it's been
minutes.
like
Oh, because we ate before the podcast, so
yeah,
people
man.
couldn't see me eat
We're gonna
brownies.
we're
I've
gonna
been
we're gonna
fucking
remove
eating
that
brownies.
just for
Continuity
everyone's
purposes.
continuity.
10 minutes of us eating and
That's
celebrating.
We'll put some B-roll in the next
Yeah. I don't have any gaming news other than the fact that I personally just bought Final Fantasy VII on the Switch and downloaded that last night, and I'm looking forward to it really bad. Like,
just carry it with you, dude.
just carry it
Just
with me.
play it in
I'm
bed.
not doing that.
I just play it like
I'm not a nerd.
No,
I'm gonna do a
No, I'm kidding.
I'm gonna do a 100% playthrough like I tried, but then I gave up after like a disc and a half.
I put in like
couldn't do it. I
I
don't
put
think
in
I
like
could
an
do it.
hour like every night before I go to bed in it.
I mean, I'll probably get there. I'll probably do an hour, switch out
like-
reading with it. because it's going to take a while.
Well, you're reading the game.
You're reading
there's
the
no
game.
voice in it, so you have to read it.
They have it's the PC version, so they have like the speed up thing, don't they, or something where you can like speed it up.
I probably speed it up, but I don't know why you would.
Just to get through random encounters faster. So it's
what
not
happens
50
if you
plus
have to steal
hours.
things though?
I don't know. Maybe I'll see. I haven't tried it yet because I just.
What happens if
downloaded
you
it
have to
last night.
time something correctly to where you cast Beta back at the Midgar Zolan before he
You're
ganks
too
you,
deep.
you know what I'm
He's
saying?
too deep. He's too deep. Bleep that. Bleep that, Ross. He's
Don't
too
bleep
deep.
that.
He bottomed out on this bitch.
Spoilers from 1996. Right?
Oh my, yeah, it's been a while.
I saw the side by side of actually that Final Fantasy game then versus now, and it looks
Why do
fucking
you got Jimi
amazing.
Hendrix on there?
This is Prince.
Alex,
What are you trying to say there,
Alex,
Bryce? You
you gotta farm the Zol. You gotta
No, the angle.
You gotta
in
farm
its
the
story.
Zol and get
Shit.
a shit ton
I
of
just saw
money.
the afro.
And then you go to Fort Condor or whatever, and then just have all the money in the world to do the mission things with the
But
attack
the thing
missions.
is, you have to keep going back. You can't do all 17 attacks at once.
Yeah, but you could do a few of them at a time, I believe.
You save up 300,000 gil,
Well, here we go.
and then you buy the Shinra mansion when you first get to Costa del Sol.
Which one of you bought the Prima guide? You fucking.
Prima guide.
No, I'm kidding.
Go to Cheat Code
The only-
Central, my
The only,
guy.
guide, the only guide we ever owned was like the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time one, I think, really.
You shitters.
We got it for when they
Shit.
put out
They gave
Final
it-
Fantasy 1 and 2 on the PlayStation.
But I think the guide came
the
free
guide
with-
came free with
The
it.
guide,
Okay.
the guide came free with the Ocarina of Time too, I think.
Not for me.
Bruh.
I think we bought a bundle or something.
I don't think I even had.
Oh, the World of
Ocarina
Warcraft
New.
War Battle Chest had the guides for it and the TBC in it.
Yep. The battle chest from Blizzard did have that. So what games are you guys currently playing? Anybody? Everybody? I'm
76
not
still.
76 still. Just that?
Fallout 76.
Okay.
And League.
They're gonna
Legends.
finally put the dungeon in next week
Yep.
on the 26th. That
Okay.
should be fun.
I'll probably play with you guys a little bit.
What do you call it? Final Fantasy VII on this Nintendo Switch.
They improved the shops too, so that's cool.
Yeah, they improved the way that the shops work so that all the factions have a shared pool of 1,400 caps instead of having to spend
Today?
200 at
No,
each.
that's today.
That was on the 9th.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was on
Oh,
Tuesday.
when did? Oh, God, I haven't played it since then because I was
So you just
thinking about uninstalling it.
Here we go.
Not even. I don't know. I might play it for the raid thing now. To
That's
see.
not even the raid. That's just the dungeon. There's a raid coming later.
We'll go to
on.
White Spring Resort.
Wait, what?
And if you go down in the shop part in the White Spring Resort,
Yeah.
they have all the faction vendors there now in the different shops.
Yeah, you have the Responders,
But they have pool
the
vendor, you said.
Brotherhood.
Yeah, but the faction vendors are all there. So you
And
don't
they
Well,
have-
my
they
camp's
have a-
next to a vendor.
They have a pool.
A train
cap.
station.
But you can go to the other vendors. They have different stuff on them.
Yeah, they have all the plans
I don't-
for
They have like the Brotherhood of Steel one. They got the
Oh, so you don't need to find that wandering Graham guy anymore for the
Yep.
plans for the.
Yep, you
You
can.
do coke in this game? The Wandering
Oh
Graham.
my god, that'd be a great name for like a rapping drug dealer.
whoa, whoa.
Right?
Can you hit
The
me up
Wandering
with a piece?
Graham.
Yeah,
Oh,
bro.
the Elder Scrolls. The Elder Scrolls where they got that
Thank
moon
you,
sugar,
man.
my guy.
That's crazy.
Holy shit, that's next level.
For those of you who are listening to audio only, we're sneaking in a couple slices of pizza,
Fuck yes.
which is little squeezers.
The Waning Tower of Chissa.
This beautiful girl I know, she called it Little Squeezers, and I appreciated that name ever since. So.
Little Squeezer.
Yep.
Shit is funny.
Which is Little Caesars
you
for
do
those of
after
you
you
who
eat
may
it.
not know. So I'll pick up 76 again. I'll play it because I haven't uninstalled it yet. I'm not gonna lie about that.
Well, they added what was it? The sheep. What was it called?
The
Sheep Shagers.
No, the,
There's an event that occurs where you can get free stuff.
the sheep
again.
squatch. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
The sheep.
No, it's all
squad.
based on
Same
West
squad.
Virginia. Like there's the
Lore?
They have the Mothman, the Grafton.
That was the
monster,
coolest part. Was the Mothman.
They got the white.
The
whatever.
sheep squatch, which I guess is
Yeah.
This is based on where?
West Virginia.
You don't want to know what they do with sheeps in West Virginia.
Yeah, well that's
You're
how
from Virginia, so you know.
That's West Virginia. That's
Yeah.
so totally
I've
different
heard
thing, bro.
stories from you guys about West Virginia,
Man.
and
I'm
they
pretty
are
sure
not
even
the
in
best.
regular Virginia, the further west you go, the right?
because it bleeds in. It's not like
It's just
cut
like-
and dry at the border.
Yeah,
you know.
just kind of. So, a lot of the population in the state of Virginia lives in that Washington D.C. area, the Richmond, Virginia area, and then the Hampton Roads area. That's Virginia Beach and all that other shit.
Which is all on the east
all on the east.
Yep.
Anything further west of that is like, what is it?
You start getting to some Deliverance type shit.
Yeah, like banjos. Like, if you hear a banjo in Virginia and you're the western part, like, just get the fuck out.
What's some other major cities in Virginia?
So we have Charlottesville. We have.
That's where our cousin.
I'm gonna
lives.
stop you when I hear it. Keep going.
When you hear what?
You just keep going.
Okay.
Because I don't remember the name of it. all I
So
hear.
we have Alexandria, Charlottesville, Woodbridge area. Shout out
Mount Vernon
703. We have Richmond, Virginia. We have Hampton Roads, which is Virginia Beach, Portsmouth.
Newport News.
Newport News. What else? Suffolk is down there. What else is in 7 cities? It's been that long since I've been home, people. You should send money for a plane ticket. I don't remember any other.
Fuck, maybe it is Richmond. Anyway, I knew a promiscuous boss from Virginia, and I just...
Oh, you're talking about Roanoke.
Yeah, Roanoke, Virginia.
Oh,
That is...
yep, the Roanoke colony. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep, I knew a boss from there who was fun gal.
Promiscuous
From Roanoke, and then she disappeared,
Yeah, she was
right?
visiting from Roanoke.
And then the tree just had written on it Croatoan
she was...
or whatever.
Yeah. Oh, God. What else? What else were we talking about? Fallout 76. Chris, are you playing any games? Mm-hmm. All right, I'll give you a second. I'm currently playing...
Fart night.
No, I'm playing nothing really. I was gonna start. I haven't played like anything this
Playing
week.
the Division 2, Bryce?
No, I think other Chris is already done with it. Like, because I saw him playing Overwatch the other day, and I'm like, oh, that's it. And Apex Legends, so I'm like, it's done. Like,
I don't know, man. He's so invested in. He invested so much into Apex Legends, like when we first were playing it, that like maybe it's just his go-to.
Oh,
now.
I did play with him last night in Apex Legends, I think.
I know there's the.
But I
dude
played
that-
like 3 games, and then I'm
There's
like,
the
I
new
got
like dude that puts out trampolines or
Yeah.
some shit. Like I don't.
That was a surprise. I'm like, because he puts out little jump pads that like just fucking shoot you into the air like in a huge ass arc, and I'm just like, I'm like, how'd you get up on this cliff? He's like, oh, the guy before we killed him, he put a jump pad down. I'm like, what the fuck's that look like? And I see this little flat black thing, like triangle on the ground. And I'm like, that's got to be it. Then I jump on it and just fucking launches you instantly, and I'm like, oh shit. I missed the cliff. I didn't get up there on the first try. You take no fall damage, so that's good. But no, I'm not a huge fan of Apex Legends still. I'm just not. It's not Blackout.
It's EA.
EA is tainted. They just released that teaser poster for the new Star Wars game, The Fallen Order or something.
Oh, yeah?
And I'm like, and everybody's like creaming over it. I'm like, it's EA. It's
gonna
still
be
EA.
microtransactions,
You know
yeah.
what happened? EA. It's fucking EA.
What did
When
they
are
do to
people going to learn?
Battlefront 2, right?
Yeah, Battlefront 2. You remember what happened with Battlefront fucking 2? Apex Legends fucking tricked you.
Yep.
Like, oh my god, when are people going to learn? But
People keep getting tricked, my guy.
that's why I'm so scared to spend $60 on a game anymore.
Yep.
Like, I have to wait till the game releases, and if Epic Games didn't fucking vulture it away from me, then I have to wait for reviews, then I have to watch gameplay footage to see, like, if the replay loop is even good enough where I'd get my money's worth.
Yeah.
I
In
don't
Division
know.
2, like, I couldn't decide. I'm like, I'm on the fence if this is worth $60. Because
I don't know.
it's essentially Destiny 2
For
with
me-
more plot and... I don't even know. It seemed like there was less variability than there was in Destiny
I
2,
don't know. For
especially in
me,
the
if I get
weapons.
$1 an hour of gameplay, I'm fine with it. But if it's something where you can play for like 1,000 hours for $40, like that's like Ark was back in the day or whatever. No, Ark was 30 when it first launched, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Get a couple hundred hours in there. You're
Yep, when it was in alpha or early access, it was $30, and then it was full release. They put it back up to 60. So what are you playing?
I'm playing Alien Shooter.
alien.
What the fuck is that? A phone game?
Yeah.
Tell us about Alien Shooter.
I
All about it.
I exclusively game on the phone because I refuse to buy a console because I don't, want my legs and my other muscles to turn to mush because I just stay behind the screen and I figure out.
My legs are still strong, by the way.
Yep.
They have to carry a very large frame, so they stay in shape when I move.
But yeah, it's basically like
Stairs are trouble though.
Stairs.
I will tell you, stairs are trouble.
Do you do that grunt
No,
shit when you roll out of bed? You go.
No, I don't.
I'm pretty sure that's just like getting old, where you start making the old man noises, like when you're doing shit.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Keep going.
I
with Alien
definitely
Shooter.
do the grunts when I get out of bed already. But it's basically like a Galaga style game or whatever. And I kind of watch out for the microtransactions. Like right away when you log into it, it's like, oh, buy this package for $69.99. I'm like, what the fuck is this?
That's a lot.
That better
That's more than a game.
That game better, if you pay $70, that game better be sucking you off. I'm just
Right?
like this.
I'm just like, that shit's crazy. And when you guys started talking about microtransactions, I was like, holy shit, people actually buy this shit.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
that's
there are
dumb.
like 10% of the population playing the game will
You're
fucking
loading
buy
it
that.
right now.
Yeah, like just
They will buy that.
there's like $100 package on this game.
I'm not gonna lie.
Oh yeah,
like,
you could buy the Elder Scrolls Blades for what, $150 and get like all the extra shit or whatever
nice.
that you don't really need.
I
But I literally think Todd Howard is still at Bethesda because he just loves the games, but he maybe necessarily doesn't love Bethesda.
That's
Because I mean, the
He's
guy's
been there since the beginning, though.
Exactly, he's so invested in the Elder Scrolls that I think he stays on just for that fact. Because
You know what?
do you think he?
that's my
enjoys-
favorite.
Do you think?
Like,
do you think he
IP.
enjoys all this shit that they're getting? Like him and the VP, the other VP dude, I forget what his name is.
He's probably not as charismatic. So,
But they, after Fallout 76 was like,
You talking about the
bombed,
guy
like,
who talks before him? Usually
They
at things?
stayed off
Probably.
of. There were no like Twitter like tweets at all from either of those two, from Elder Scrolls or Fallout 76 launch until just recently when they did that Bethesda thing at a CES or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Elder Scrolls is one of my favorite IPs for sure. I like it way more than Fallout. So,
Fallout New Vegas was fucking amazing though.
oh yeah, and it's funny because they didn't even make it. Like,
I like New Vegas.
yeah, New Vegas is my favorite Fallout game for sure.
I remember sniping a guy.
And you figure out
Excuse
that
me.
they cut out like a third to half the content just to make it fit on a console, and it
Really?
makes you sad. Yeah, that's why a lot of the storyline stuff doesn't like finish.
But they had a lot of DLC that was really good.
Yeah,
The DLCs for Fallout 76, each one of them
like they
was
cut out
fucking
most
great.
of the Caesar's Legion faction. Like they cut out like because you
Most of their story and
yeah,
stuff.
Yep.
That was like my favorite part of the game is those warring between those two factions
Yep.
or three factions, however many there were. I can't even remember.
The Brotherhood was pretty much like had very little, like, I guess, influence in that game. Like,
Why do you think they didn't want to make another game for them? Because they pretty much said, yeah, we need it to fit on here. So like everything you're working on, yeah, make it fit on a console.
Yeah, on the
And they're
Xbox
like,
360.
well, so we released like a partial game pretty much, and they were angry about it. The company.
Yeah, but then they released some good DLC that was $20 a piece, but it was kind of worth it because it kind of added
Aren't
like
they doing that
full-on
new game
quest
now?
change.
Are they the ones doing that space one now?
yeah, the Outer Worlds.
That's like gonna be like
As long as it doesn't go
A complete game,
as long
actually,
as it doesn't
probably.
as long as it doesn't go Epic Store exclusive.
oh dude, I'm waiting for it.
It looks like it's gonna be what like a lot of these games that are coming out now should have been.
Yeah, they're probably gonna make it mostly complete, which is what you want.
Looks like a mixture of like Fallout and Borderlands. Like,
Yep.
and that's gonna
Holy
be.
shit, that's
Obsidian Entertainment, they're really good though. Fucking love Fallout New Vegas. I fucking love it. I will try the Outer Worlds probably if it gets like does better than Anthem on launch.
If it's not on
I don't.
Epic
That's
Games.
that's not very hard to do, is it? Do better than Anthem.
No, Anthem went the exact same route as Destiny 2 did. And they're like, because during that period of time when Anthem came out, every other game was doing that exact same thing. But then Apex Legends came out alongside it, which people called a complete game but wasn't. It was just the illusion of a complete game.
It's
So
like-
people are like, they fucking did it, why can't you?
Well,
And like Destiny 2 releasing a sea
mean-
of shit, like...
Apex Legends was a complete game, like in the way that they had one full map and like 6 full characters.
Exactly.
So it was a full map, but it was like paper thin, you know, or a full game, but it was paper thin. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like Fortnite.
Go ahead.
I don't have anything to say.
I'm fucking eating, dude.
So what, man? You could talk and eat.
Uh-uh.
I'm just kidding.
Roddy wants the focus to be right there.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Eating them pizza bones instead of giving the dog a bone, right?
Pizza
Whoa.
Looks like Ross has got to fucking cut it because of all the
Uh-oh.
quiet.
Hell no, fuck that. Keep it quiet. That's probably your
Keep it riding. So that's it for gaming news. In my smooth segue, Shazam was probably in a video game, and we watched that movie. Me and Alex did. Let's talk about it. Do you guys want spoilers or no spoilers?
Come on, man. You gotta give the spoilers. I don't
care.
The thing about me seeing movies
There's not much to spoil.
is like it does not happen that often. And normally when it does happen, I have at least 2 or more of my friends with me. And that's even harder to like get the schedules together. So I don't see movies in the theater that often.
Yeah, sometimes, someone is on the way and then they never make it.
Oh yeah!
Oh, wow.
Jump shot.
Calling him out, dude,
Yeah,
because we know
man.
exactly who you're talking about.
What's crazy is
Wait,
like
you do?
Yeah.
the last movie
Oh.
that we all saw together. No, we just
No, we
went
did.
to the
We
movie
split up.
We went to-
together.
oh,
yeah. We got trashed in that movie.
No, he's talking about when all of us went that one
Oh,
time.
yeah, Power
When
Rangers,
Rick
right?
was
No,
there.
when some of us went to to the new Star Trek, and some of us went to Bourne, whatever.
Was it Ultimatum at that time?
No, we
Jason
saw Black
Bourne.
Panther, but without Ross.
It would have been the
Yeah.
last Bourne movie.
It would have been the
That one
last
that was
Bourne movie.
wasn't as good as the preview.
We did
It
do
was
Black
bad. It
Panther,
was
but
really
I
bad.
still remember when we all went to... It had to have been Power Rangers, where, you and Ernest showed up just fucking blitzed.
Was that Power
And I
Rangers?
swear
It might have
Ernest,
been.
fell asleep at one
He
point.
did. Because what's crazy is we show up to this movie, and I'm not 100% sure what movie it was. That lets you know what state of mind I was in. But I
It
was
wasn't
like,
Power Rangers because Ernest went to Power Rangers with his kids.
Okay.
oh, it could have been another movie. I think maybe
It was something else.
Yeah, something else.
Oh, it was Logan.
It was
Yeah,
Logan.
it was
Yeah,
Logan.
it was Logan.
Because I remember when that movie ended, I had watery eyes and I looked around and no one else appreciated it as much as I did.
'Cause we were-
And that was the second time I had seen it in theaters. I was like, as soon as she turns the cross on the grave to an X, I'm like, that's it.
Yeah.
Floodgates open up. Take me away, tears. Take me away.
I think
Oh.
this is one of those times where we kind of crawled into our own cocoons and we hadn't seen each other for a while, right? So me and Nestor are chilling in the back seat, and he's like, "Yo, you good, Cecil?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm good." He's like, "What's going on there?" I was like, "Oh,
Right
got
here.
this bottle of whiskey." Just hitting this bottle of whiskey up or whatever in the back seat, and that's how the movie started. It didn't slow down after that.
I think
we
I was
got-
the one. I think I was the one who picked you two fuckers up.
Yeah.
And you
Yeah.
guys got into the car with. Oh no, not
No.
with that. And you guys
Right.
got into the car and you were already shit faced.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wow, this is gonna be great.
Yeah. That was a
And
good
Ernest
time.
is like, I just finished this bottle up or some shit.
Oh.
I'm like, you're fucked.
I
Like
was going to say pause.
it wasn't
Yeah.
even nighttime when we went and saw that.
It was. It was.
okay, it was a later showing.
It was the Midnight Marauders. It had to be
Yep.
close to midnight.
I just gave
It was
you
a,
some
it was a
crust,
later
right?
showing, definitely.
That's it. That's all the crust you get. So Alex, me and you saw it last Friday, right after the podcast. I really liked it. As a DC movie, I was surprised at how good it was.
DC does
Personally.
not normally do good live action.
It's
Well,
not
It
like
depends. This is not your standard, film. They kind of went more for, a...
it's like a kids comedy almost.
Okay.
It's like a Disney movie would be.
It's like a film where, if you're an adult, this is damn, if I had superpowers, I'd probably be... If I turned into a dude that looked like he was 30, I'd probably go in and
Just rail chicks.
just grabbing,
Yeah.
looking for a shopkeep's finest beer and things. You know what I'm saying?
Well, they do some of that. He's talking about being a 14-year-old boy turning into a 30-year-old man. What he would do, the obvious, is try to pick up chicks.
Yeah.
God, if that's a 30-year-old man, geez.
That sounds
I
funny.
am a 30-year-old
Exactly.
man.
That sounds funny.
I am too tired to even do that.
Why didn't he turn into like one of us? That would be great.
Oh God!
But with like superpowers.
Right.
Just comes out fat with his arms already on WASD and the space bar and hands on a mouse. Tell me where the games are at.
Oh man.
What would be great is like your power is like
That would be realistic.
the bad guy shows up and everyone's just like, how are you gonna beat that? It's like, it's fine, over here I could turn the corner, open this up, here's the rocket launcher. It's
God.
like there.
It focuses a lot on comedy.
Okay.
It's like tongue in cheek though,
Is
so
it
it's
like-
not bad.
So a lot of movies try to mirror that
It's cute.
Deadpool wave.
No,
when it came
it's
out.
not
so
rated
it's not Deadpool-esque.
No,
Eh.
no, God, no.
Okay,
it's for
so it's a
kids.
different type of
for
kid.
sure for kids.
It's
Yeah,
pretty nice.
it's tongue in cheek teenage humor because he is a teenager. So, but I was surprised at how good it was. I mean, you're not praising the acting, the plot. Like, there's nothing really to praise there. It's not very dark. In tone, it's dark visually,
But it's
because
like
it's
like
gloomy.
It's like Aquaman
DC.
though. It was
was
a
gonna-
fun movie.
Yeah, it was.
I was
a
gonna
fun
ask
movie.
that was a traditional DC where like the lighting's always dark as shit in the movie.
Oh yeah, it is
Whoa,
a
whoa,
fairly
whoa. This ain't,
gloomy. There was no sunny day in that movie.
Yeah.
Who was
It was
the,
all
Who
gloom.
was the guy who did the other ones?
Mark Strong.
No, the
What?
other DC movies like Zack Snyder or some shit. Like this ain't
Yeah.
him.
No, I don't know who did this one, but I was surprised. It was. I think it was. Someone named Wang was the director, I believe.
Did you hear? I don't know if this was true or
That's
not.
his
but
last name, Chris.
I read somewhere
It's not
that
funny.
they looked at like his grand plan for like the DC movies, and they, according to what I read at some point, they were gonna like loop like Watchmen into it.
They
Somehow.
are a DC property, and they. No, actually, in this one, there are multiple references to the Watchmen being actually in this like universe.
Exactly.
Wait, when?
I watched Watchmen for the first
When?
time.
When he's at the psychiatrist, there's a couple different nods to the
months
Watchmen.
ago.
Like,
Yeah.
I think it's trash,
Be
but-
careful.
It's
Be
bad.
careful what you
It's
say.
bad.
Are you said the Watchmen is
I
bad?
think
Yeah.
it's trash.
What?
I've always thought it was bad.
How?
People preface that movie with like, "Yo, you were gonna see hours of blue penis."
and then
Wow.
okay.
So you
And I
saw
was
one
like,
dick and you were turned
nah.
off. That movie is so fucking good.
I just, how can I explain why I don't think that it was great?
They
I
tried.
have a
They tried
hard
to do
time
like a
not-
murder mystery, like mixed with a superhero movie, and it failed miserably. Is the way I would like.
How
to
did it fail
they-
miserably?
Come on, like you like it doesn't even affect you that the dude who was like really
They didn't even make
The
it like
dude
a
who was,
villain.
like-
They made it so the
the
villain was
dude
one
who
of them.
was like really
Yeah.
sick.
I mean, that's
and-
how stupid it
the
was.
dude who was like really sick in Grey's Anatomy like died in that movie, and then they try to figure out how he died.
Because you didn't see it coming, you got tricked.
No, do
you
they
got
even-
fucking bamboozled.
Do they even have real villains in the Watchmen universe? The movie didn't tell me if they do.
Yeah.
That's valid.
Is
That's
anybody
valid.
ever really a villain though? It's just it all depends on.
But there's these people with powers. They never show a villain with powers other than one of them that becomes bad.
The
Yeah, like
budget.
started to do stuff with that chick or whatever. But the thing is, the reason
What?
why I think The Watchmen was bad is I have a very hard time watching a movie about superheroes
My
and
bad.
not comparing it to other superhero movies. And you can tell that is not in line with a lot of other superheroes.
They tried to pull that.
David
based
F.
off of-
Sandberg is the director of
They
Shazam,
tried to
by the
pull
way.
that.
It's based off a
They tried to
graphic
pull
novel.
that BS where they're like the actual villain is mankind, like that kind of
Yeah.
bull crap. And I was like, no, I'm good.
That's the
Yeah.
best part.
Well, that's like E.T.'s fucking thing too. You want that? Is that the best movie ever made too? No, E.T.'s awful in my opinion.
E.T. does not hold up, but E.T. was good back in the day.
I always thought it was bad. So
Fuck yourself. I can't really defend E.T. because I'm not a huge fan, but I see its merits as a movie. But Watchmen,
yes, kids. If you find an alien, hide it from your family and everybody else, because you know that alien might not be like doing bad things.
The Watchmen. Do you like the Watchmen, or are you against it? Like those dirty heathens are.
Or is it not?
It's
Neither
one
here
of
nor
those
there?
things where it's not my favorite property owned by DC, but I see merit in the type of stylistic choices. Like it's all
Okay.
kind of retro looking, that sort of deal.
To me personally, I think it is one of the best DC movies that they've made, aside from Batman. It's hard to beat most Batmans, like all of the Batmans. But The Watchmen was a phenomenal take on the superhero. It is a very dark and gritty version of the superhero genre that we don't see often in movies, except for maybe Blade. And that's just because it's vampires and you have to kill vampires.
hero or you live long enough to become the villain.
That's Batman.
No, that's
You don't
literally what they
understand.
did in Watchmen for him.
I'm not in here with
No,
you.
the
You're in
thing
here with
about
me.
Watchmen is that
Rorschach
there is no defined. It kind of ties back into Game of Thrones. Why Game of Thrones? One of the reasons
Well,
Game of Thrones is good.
they do the
it's
same-
because there is no heroes and there is no villains.
They literally
It's
do the
And
same
there's
people.
there's a lot of dick in there too.
There is a dick.
Dr. Manhattan, or they literally treat him like
see
they
it a
treat
lot.
Superman in all the Superman movies, where there's always the people who are like, "Oh, you're too strong. Like we can't like control you, so you could go bad and hurt everybody." And
It was great because he was. It takes place in an alternate universe where there's superheroes. They full out won the. There's like steampunk aspect to it. They full out won the Vietnam War because of Dr. Manhattan. And Dr. Manhattan.
which Superman would never do.
I can't speak for Superman. That's not the point of this discussion, Ross.
Because Superman's not human.
Superman is not human. Dr. Manhattan is human, therefore flawed.
Exactly.
Even though he is, but that's the whole point of the Watchmen, is that they are all flawed. There is no defined hero or villain. You see the comedian, he got a chick pregnant in Vietnam. He was a hero. Fuck. And he murdered her right in that bar towards the beginning and Dr. Manhattan had to sit there and watch, and he became melancholic because of it, because he realized that at that moment he thought the same thing, like humans,
Here's the way I look at
humanity is flawed. There is no good, there's no bad. They're fully capable of evil. Anybody's capable of evil. There's more to it, Ross.
The bad part of the DC movies is people talk about how gloomy they were.
I don't necessarily know if that's a bad
Drag
part of
it.
Because now Marvel's going all dark.
Yeah,
and
but
now everyone's like,
DC started gloomy.
DC's
Talking to
more.
somebody?
Yo, this is actually me.
Things,
I'm on set with Papa Him right now.
I almost spit out my drink.
things like
He is taking a call.
Yeah, I'm taking a call in the
things
middle
like
of filming.
Batman.
Keep talking.
Things like Batman and are meant to be dark
going
though
very well.
and gritty.
Just,
Like, the nature of
what
DC.
are the merits of this movie? Explain them to me.
Watchmen or Batman?
Watchmen.
Yeah, we're actually
It's
going to be hanging out.
it's what I've been trying to tell you.
It's literally
that-
the crucifixion of Dr. Manhattan, just like Darth Vader. It's just like Star
They
Wars.
do
is the
that in
cru-
Superman.
Just like
Why do
Star
I need
Wars
to see
is
it
the
in
Star Wars
frickin'-
is the crucifixion of Darth Vader.
There's a lot of facets to Watchmen. It's the
They even
fact
have the
that
bad guy being the smart guy like Superman. I mean, it's literally the same thing.
the thing is, what are you talking about?
listen,
he is a
listen.
genius in Watchmen. Superman's not a fucking genius.
No,
Right.
I'm saying, well, to be fair,
He had
Superman
super strength
has,
and reflexes.
Superman is probably smarter than most people on Earth.
Yeah, but he's not a fucking 13th level
Depend.
intellect
We
who
don't
can go outside the galactic barrier and get the anti-life equation.
Yeah,
Jesus.
fucking-
Okay, Chris, what were you gonna say?
The thing is,
I got more to this argument. I'll keep going.
you both have valid points.
We got a big SD card now.
My thing is, if you try to humanize superheroes,
That's the best part.
why not just have a movie about regular humans? Why not make it a murder?
That's why I said Mystery Men is a better movie than fucking Watchmen.
because the point of these movies are you add the human aspect to people who are normally considered
But
and
Marvel
praised
always does that
as
better, though.
above human. Marvel doesn't do that. Marvel is.
Have you ever seen any of
Have
the
you ever
Thor
seen
movies?
X-Men?
This Marvel Cinematic Universe from the main one is cut and dry, superhero good, superhero win. Except for Iron Man's like alcoholic problem. There's a little bit of those issues in there, but overall they're good. Logan
You're saying
Logan was the
you're
best
saying Captain America
interpretation.
didn't have problems?
He didn't have problems like these movies have problems or these people have problems in
Captain
the DC.
America didn't really like Bucky had the problems. If
Bucky had. Well, the villains always have the problem. That's the point. In Marvel, there's usually that concrete good and evil, but in the Watchmen, it throws it out the door. You have Deadpool, who's an anti-hero who does good things, but he's not afraid to do anything to do it. In the meantime, which is comedic at one point, Logan, the movie, was the best interpretation of Wolverine I could ever have dreamed of, in reminiscence of Old Man Logan, which was a man at the end of his rope. Yeah. He is generally a good guy, but in Logan, he does anything necessary to make sure he succeeds.
I guess what I'm saying
including gruesomely just murdering people because he doesn't know when he will lose the ability to do it. How does that tie into what we're
talking about, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Because the Watchmen is the perfect example of man with ability, but these people are normally cherished or feared in the eyes of the people, but they are people themselves. And when you put them into this game of chess, like in the Watchmen, you have Dr. Manhattan, who's essentially omnipotent, essentially. And then you have Ozymandias, or whatever the fuck his name is. Yeah. Ozymandias, who is the villain who was a hero, who saw the issues of man and how the only way to do that, because they were at the brink of war in this movie in Watchmen. They're at the brink of nuclear proliferation, which is nuclear war. This is, Cold War, point of that. Go ahead, what?
Why can't Dr. Manhattan just EMP the planet if it really got down to that point?
Because they mentioned this in the movie, that Dr. Manhattan would not be able to stop all the nukes. Because they say this specifically in the movie. He says, I am very powerful, but not even I don't think I can stop all of them.
You know what causes an EMP,
so they never risked it.
A nuclear explosion can cause an EMP. So if he's
in the upper atmosphere.
So if he's like literally nuclear man, he can cause an EMP that hits the planet if he wanted to.
But this is during like the 80s, I think, like an alternate version of the 80s where they don't understand fully the aspects of what they can do. Dr. Manhattan isn't sure. Like during the whole thing where Ozymandias is trying to make him the villain, Dr. Manhattan, because he realizes the only way that he can stop nuclear proliferation from happening is to unify them against a common enemy. So he frames Dr. Manhattan as the person who caused the nuclear attack.
Two birds with one stone.
That happens. Yes. And Ozymandias was the hero. Dr. Manhattan was the bystanding hero. And
he's the Batman of the
group. And one of the things that he uses to trick Dr. Manhattan is he says they have that whole thing where they publicly say that Dr. Manhattan, being around him eventually gives you cancer.
Yeah, I saw that.
So they give other people cancer. Or he gave other people cancer to trick the public into...
Yeah, I know.
Thinking he gave cancer. But then you have the that one supervillain that they used to fight back in the day, that the comedian was his main arch nemesis, and the villain got cancer, and then the comedian found out what was going on with Ozymandias, and he came and he was crying to the villain in a very powerful scene, and the villain was scared. Because he had no idea why because the comedian's pretty much fucking crazy, but he's the hero, even though he does extremely bad things. Yeah. And he goes in, and he's crying at his fucking bedside, and this guy has cancer. He's not a villain anymore. He can't fight because he's got cancer, whatever stupid villainy he was doing. And the comedian's there crying, telling him it's all a joke, and it's just like... That bond between hero and villain was the only... Like, this has been done in Batman before with the Joker. That bond was the only bond that the comedian had or felt he had. So he went to the villain. The only thing he felt like he really touched with.
Oh, so the comedian's the Joker of that universe. Okay, cool.
Maybe, but it's humanizing all the heroes as being flawed. Rorschach is a crazy motherfucker. He's essentially the hero, but he is the hero that will do anything necessary to succeed, and that includes gruesomely murdering anybody. Even in the movie, he finds a pedophile, and he murders him and feeds him to his dogs because he sees what Ozymandias sees, that humans are flawed and they're scum, and you can't stop them. But he doesn't have the macro intelligence that Ozymandias has to see the bigger picture or how to stop it.
So how does being a superhero enhance this storyline or enhance this? Like, if it's regular people doing the same thing, how does them having superpowers enhance this story?
The fact that they were at once praised, but then they were once feared, and that's why they retired.
So put Eminem into that role, right?
it's the superheroes were retired from superheroing because the world got so bad, and they essentially became the bad guys that they all retired except for Rorschach. Rorschach was the only one who kept going on, and the whole story is pretty much told from the point of Rorschach. And even though Rorschach is such a fucked up human being, he was crazy. He had no friends, essentially. When he found out the plot, he immediately went into hero mode, and he's like, "You are a villain. I will tell everybody to stop you." And Dr. Manhattan was like, "No, this omniscient being, omnipotent, omniscience, whatever the fuck Dr. Manhattan was, he found out the plot for Dr. Ozymandias to make him the villain, and he was like, holy shit, you're right." But Rorschach was like, he's like, "No, I will tell everybody he killed hundreds of thousands of people. He is the villain. I will tell everybody." And Dr. Manhattan's like, "I can't let you." And Rorschach is like, "Then kill me." And Dr. Manhattan, poof, he does kill him even though he didn't want to.
So how do you command the power of the atom but not be able to time travel?
He's able to see futures. Like, he's able to see the past and the present and somewhat into the future, except for the nuclear proliferation, which he knew was coming, or a nuke going off. And it inhibited his ability to see the future. That's why he knew.
Dude made something that made it so he couldn't see the future. That's what I remember.
No, he could only... Oh, you maybe you're right. I don't remember exactly. But there was something that blocked him from seeing the future.
There was something he was doing.
He believed it was the nuclear proliferation, and that's how he knew it was coming up, and that's how he was trying to stop it. But
he thought it was blocked... Well, he thought it was blocked because there was supposed to be no future after that. I think it was.
Well, it's kind of
he thought the nuclear proliferation was coming, and that's why he was.
But it was really just somebody behind the.
Yeah, and he was working with Ozymandias to stop it because Ozymandias is the super intelligent one aside from him, and they were working together. And then he found out that he played him the whole time, but what he was doing was logically sound, so he went with it, and he killed one of the heroes because Dr. Manhattan doesn't really feel, but. That whole movie is just about extremely flawed, characters.
Can we just come
trying to do the right thing?
That Dr. Manhattan is a shitty character.
Dr. Manhattan is an unfeeling character.
Yeah, but he's a shitty character.
He is the omnipotent backdrop of the film. Everything that has to do with the film
if you replace him with an ordinary person, they just find the person, kill him, they go back to fighting again. But if there's some immortal boogeyman...
Well, you can replace him with Superman. You can replace him with any character of
everything that happened in the movie was because everything that could happen and didn't happen was because... Every plot was because of Dr. Manhattan existed. He was the backdrop of the movie, but the other characters moving around in that plot was really the movie, but Dr. Manhattan was a backdrop. He was the weapon that America had, scared all the other countries that wanted to cause nuclear proliferation because Dr. Manhattan existed.
By the way.
No, we talked about it for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But I just don't see a lot of...
I don't see how you see it's a good movie, but I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
I told you, because the characters were extremely flawed.
There's a reason why it doesn't have that good of reviews. It's not that good of a movie.
Because people, when they go to a fucking superhero movie, they don't want something that actually makes you think.
That's exactly my
But it doesn't
point.
make you think. It's literally just like, oh, he got double-crossed. Movie over.
Because then you're not thinking.
Don't make me...
Like,
that's not making me...
You're not thinking the who, what, why, or when, or how.
I don't care about a story that took place in the 80s about nuclear proliferation. That doesn't matter.
It still
But then
matters.
that's just you. That's your point of reference. That's you being in your own head. Just like Triple Frontier. Oh, they rob a cartel. That's the entire movie. I've seen it. I don't want to see it. When that's only 10 minutes of the movie.
That's not why I said I didn't want to see
You're crippling yourself. Chris, however, didn't like the movie either. Why didn't
like
you? The Watchmen.
Because, like, I told you, when I watch movies about superheroes,
Yep.
I compare them to other movies about superheroes.
Okay.
And, like, when I see a movie about Superman, or I see a movie about Batman, or I see a movie even about The Punisher, I compare them to past Punisher films. I compare them to past works of that. And that particular movie didn't fit in that vein, so it didn't sit right with me. So I didn't like that movie.
The consensus that you have is a lot of what other people have with the Watchmen, because this was in, when did this come out? 2009, I think, or something. It was just at the start of the DC or the Marvel cinematic universe or whatever.
Sure.
People
Wait,
weren't.
it's the movie where the bad guy wins? Oh
Well,
my god.
Yeah, and that's
Wait,
I mean,
the
you're
bad guy
right.
was a good guy. Now he's a bad guy, but he did it for good reasons, potentially. So then they just let him get by with it. That's stupid.
Like,
There's
To me, that's so dumb.
There's so many characters in moving chess pieces. You're just taking the basic plot and just shitting on it. Like,
The basic plot is what decides like what genre movie it is, what like to expect in the movie, what to like praise or like shit on it based on pretty much all.
but any movie I can tear down to the basic plot too that you like, and it won't sound
some
good.
Some movies' basic plots actually sound good for.
Yeah, and it's what the actors make of it. And these actors and the characters were fleshed out and did a very good job of past and present. It really puts you into that world, but it's not what you're used to seeing, so you push it away.
I don't push it away. I watched the movie.
Yeah, but you're pushing it away. You didn't accept it. You see a basic plot.
I accept
that's
it
all
for what
you
it
saw.
is. A steaming pile.
I don't. Okay, so I guess we're gonna agree to disagree because I don't understand.
Like iRobot was like 10 times better movie than that movie.
But they're...
iRobot's good.
It's good,
but
it doesn't...
it's not Watchmen.
Hey, it's showing a person being the hero. I mean, that's what Watchmen did, right?
The Watchmen did not. The Watchmen did not have heroes. The whole point was that
You just said Ozymandias saved everything. I mean, what are you
he
talking
was
about?
the Hitler. He was the greater good. Anything for the greater good, and that included detonating a nuke in a major city, killing hundreds of thousands of people to stop a greater threat, which was the nuclear war that was at their
Let's
doorstep.
detonate a nuke to stop nuclear war.
In the essential backdrop, good guy, the omnipotent guy,
Stupid
agreed
fucking movie.
that he played along with it because it was their best option, because what they were trying failed. It's so good.
It's not.
And the reason I think a lot of people hate it are the people that read the graphic novel that it's based off of, which is a big graphic novel, and I think that it was just different from the graphic novel and didn't follow it true to like the graphic novel, so they just fucking shit on it.
Yeah.
But otherwise, that movie, that's one of the best superhero movies I've ever seen.
League of Extraordinary Gentlemen's a better movie than that movie even.
It's not, but League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is really good.
It's No Tall Tale.
Tall Tale
Shit.
is really good. I'm not denying any of that, but Watchmen is fucking up there. But another movie that we saw, Russ, you're wrong.
Oh, that's
You're wrong.
funny,
You
like,
keep shaking your head.
That's funny. Like 50% of people who watched it think I'm right. So
No, I already looked on Rotten Tomatoes. 71% audience score.
it was audience score. We're not talking audience score.
Oh, now 64% critic score. Now you like the critic score?
Audience score don't mean shit. People like fucking.
Tomato meter, it's red. It still means it's fresh, right?
Yep.
People liked Hunger Games. That don't mean it was good.
Man, Hunger Games was the biggest theft.
Is it? There you go.
Like,
Because that's because we grew up and we saw Battle Royale.
Yeah, like
Back when it was banned.
oh, that was so much better.
Yeah, we had to order that shit in Japanese.
Shit, we're like
I remember watching that shit.
No, we're fine.
before.
We're fine. They'll fucking enjoy this episode or
yeah.
unsubscribe. I'll give a shit, Ross. Please like and subscribe.
Yes.
All right, we also saw Pet Cemetery. Me and Alex did.
Please watch the
I
Watchmen
wasn't
and
there.
tell me how you tell me if I'm right.
Who did I see it with?
Tell him that he's right.
White Chris?
Did I see it with other Chris?
Yeah.
If I didn't see it with you, then I saw it with other Chris. I saw Pet Cemetery.
You saying me and Chris
Shit,
are
I'm
the
the-
same person?
Shit. Well, because
Sames.
I saw Shazam with you. Now it's just me talking about Pet Cemetery.
Okay.
It was different from the original, but still good. Like it was good. It's nothing amazing, but they took liberties. Jeb was still the best character. Judd was still the best character. But it's Stephen King. I definitely suggest you watch Shazam. Pet Cemetery. It's only if you like suspenseful horror or Stephen King. If you're a fan of Stephen King, you might like it. But Hellboy is coming out this weekend.
Yep.
When are we seeing it?
I still gotta see Captain Marvel yet.
I don't know.
Shut the fuck up, Captain Marvel. You say
I
it
don't
every
know.
week, and it
Why-
doesn't matter that
Like
you've seen it. Or
Hellboy
not.
seems like a movie where you could just make it with regular people and it would still work.
Yeah.
No. Oh, here we go. Here we go, Ross. Defend yourself.
Hellboy's a much better premise than the Watchmen. I'll tell you that.
Who made
because you have
Who made
some kind
Hellboy? Is it DC?
Hellboy was Dark Horse.
Oh, so that's the one that made your Netflix show.
I believe Dark Horse is one that.
Umbrella Academy.
Umbrella Academy.
Couldn't think of the name.
Emo.
What
They're getting to season 2 of that.
What do you say?
I'm excited.
Did you
about
hear
that.
Alex?
What do you say?
He said it would be the same if there's normal people in it. So what's the point?
What would be the same?
Well, actually, I don't actually agree with you on that.
Oh,
They have
why
some-
is that,
They have
Ross?
some that's like I'm some kind of omnipotent demon. Like no one can beat me. Like
He's also
it's
got like
just-
a were-jaguar guy on his team. I mean, who's gonna replace that?
A regular human with a gun?
That ain't
a
gonna
regular human with a fucking grenade launcher. I don't know. Like what do you?
Regular human's gonna fight giants with his little fucking pistol.
The plot revolves around Hellboy existing. That's it.
At least they have real villains in that movie, not like Watchmen.
Oh, witch. Fucking witch.
yeah.
Everybody's the villain in Watchmen.
Yeah, but
Ross.
that's not something I want to watch.
Even the owl guy commits adultery with what's the yellow
Silk
black?
Spectre?
Silk.
Well, I know
Even
the name.
you know
I
the
know the
fucking
names
name.
of the people in the
I
movie.
know
and
why you
don't.
know the name
Sorry.
because she was topless in that movie.
No, I just know their names. because
No.
I don't
No.
come here uneducated.
Uneducated, yeah, right. I'm the one who fucks up words and you don't correct me,
He's like,
so
let
that's
me-
on you.
I just laughed to
School this
myself.
garbage.
Yeah, you do. I mean, you're supposed to tell me when I'm saying expedition 50 times.
That's why I
when it
s-
should be whatever the other word is. Exhibition.
That's why I made the
Expedition.
joke to you, the one about the
Holy shit.
making,
But I
an
didn't-
making an expedition to see
But
the
I
exhibition.
don't understand, Ross, because I don't know what's going on
That
half
shit
the
is
time, Ross.
super funny.
I'm just saying words, and you know I can't say words well, so you're supposed to correct me in front of our 17 subscribers. Okay?
I mean, I
He's
could.
like-
What about when we hit 20 subscribers, okay, Ross?
Is he
They're going to
your-
see that episode, and they're going to be like, he's
Jesus.
And we're back.
Don't bleep that.
Right?
Don't bleep that. That one's
He said
fair.
it, not me.
He's a
Yes, I said it, not him.
Restart.
What the hell?
So Watchmen's good is the conclusion we
No.
came up with.
No.
Oh
Hard no.
man, okay.
The thing
Okay.
You can dress it up all you want.
I'm
saying
not dressing it up.
Saying it's all like artsy in perspective of like
No one said artsy.
Humans being the villains and
Yeah.
like
No one said artsy.
no one being redeemable, but they do that on The Walking Dead every week, so I don't even.
They
want
have the Watchmen has real characters, Ross. It's not cookie cutter superhero villain shit. It's real. It actually tries to have a plot.
My
it
thing
actually tries to have characters.
My thing is, when I was watching the promo for this, and this is kind of what...
For Watchmen?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, like, I watched that like when it was fresh. I watched the promo for that shit, right? And
I saw it in theaters twice, I think.
I see
I saw it
people
once in
doing superhero-esque shit, right? So it mentally puts me in a mind state, not like, hey, this movie's going to make me think. It put me in the mind state like, hey, this is going to be a superhero movie.
It
So
was.
when I show up to my living room to watch the movie 2 months ago, I'm like, wow, this isn't superhero at all. And I could
There are
not...
superheroes.
I could not get past that. No, what I'm
do you
saying
mean?
is
They're all the
cookie
villains.
cutter
You just told me
superhero
that.
thing. Like, yeah.
They're all gray.
Like anti-heroes or
Yes.
whatever it is, you know.
It's a
like-
good mixture of all of it. So fuck you guys. Watchmen's great. Go watch The Watchmen only if you like.
If I want to watch a DC movie about people who are gray and like their ambitions, I'll watch Suicide Squad, I guess.
Oh
Suicide.
fuck.
I haven't even seen it. But
That was a low blow. So we're going to see Hellboy tomorrow.
I don't know about that.
Is
Okay, tomorrow is when I'm going.
Is Hellboy a $5 Tuesday movie?
No. That's 100% full price.
That's a full pricer?
This is Hellboy. This is
I think...
not Ron Perlman Hellboy, but it's still Hellboy.
Yeah.
This is $14 Hellboy.
I've heard that it's just like violent for the sake of being violent, and it doesn't
Awesome.
actually
Fucking love it. Well,
it's already got a leg up on the Watchmen.
Right?
I go to see Hellboy watching some fucking PG movie where he swings a sword, but then it cuts away and shows a body part falling, but there's no blood. That's what I want to see.
Holy shit.
But then I go there and it's real. With real shit going on, where there's blood, real sword swinging and shit. There's actual character development.
Sword?
Sword, yeah.
Sword?
Sword.
Like shawarma.
Sword,
Schwartz be
shawarma.
with you.
Swinging sword lecture.
May the Schwartz be with you.
Yeah.
I hope you have a strong password on your phone.
I say sword like Method Man says sword, which is the correct way because that man
Sword.
probably
Haben
learned
geschädigt.
something.
Right? We seen him in How High.
Yep.
He went to college.
Well, you say it that
Swinging
way so it
sword
rhymes with
lecture.
whatever you're saying. No, I'm just
Holy
kidding.
shit.
Swing.
No, he rhymes with lecture. So he doesn't even rhyme with sword.
Swinging sword.
He just says, yeah. Microphone checker, swinging sword lecture.
So he doesn't even use it for the rhyme.
Because he says it correctly. There's a W in there.
It's like a
It's not sword.
Is that alliteration?
It's sword.
That's alliteration, right?
Ross is illiterate and he doesn't know Watchmen's good, so I don't know what's up.
Shit. He just decimated him with some like. That's like the now equivalent of I know you are, but what am I?
I am glad we got a greater SD card so people can hear this. Ross, how fucking illiterate you
It's
are.
literally like, movie is literally like Big Blue Guy depressed. Big Blue Guy.
It is.
Why big
It
blue
is.
guy not stand up?
Was that Trump watching or something?
Yeah. All right.
We should probably wrap it up.
No, we ain't even done. We ain't even close.
We're
We're like
super-
an hour 30, dude.
We
We
ain't
can't
even
do
close.
this anymore.
Super
All right.
Super
So
good.
David J. Peterson, who crafted the Dothraki, and Valyrian languages
Dothraki?
for HBO's Game of Thrones, is joining Denis Villeneuve's Dune
Alex, how do you pronounce that guy's name again?
Denis Villeneuve.
Denis Villeneuve or something like that?
Okay, listen to what
Alex,
Alex
look
said. He's developing the languages of Dune, the new Dune movie, which is great because I don't know, he did a good job on Dothraki and Valyrian.
They're just
The
gonna
Game of Thrones.
subtitle
Why didn't they just
all
get
the-
Tolkien to do it?
Cause he did. All right, so now we're gonna talk about the real news that we wanted to talk about the whole time, but we couldn't. Sunday, Game of Thrones.
What?
Don't watch it.
Sunday is Game of Thrones.
Is it the last?
This
They're
is the
getting worse
final
ratings every
season.
season.
Wow.
They
First
get
episode of
higher
the
ratings every season, sir, and more viewers.
I don't know about that.
Oh, let's go ahead and look at the internet, Ross.
Google.
You know what? You look it up.
I watched
since
the
you
chart.
brought up that fucking shit bullshit.
There is a chart that basically quantifies whether a show is worth watching or not, and like after like the first couple seasons, Game of Thrones.
What is Ross go on the fucking Rotten Tomato app or some shit and look at the critic consensus? Should you watch this show or not? And then he sees Watchmen at 64%, and then he's like, it's a bad movie.
I'm almost an
7 out of 10
exclusive
would
hype
watch
man
it.
when it comes to watching or ingesting or playing.
You
anything.
have.
I'm like
Season 1.
Yeah, well, the fact that you were hype about it, I'm like, I have to watch this, like, just to give it a chance.
The thing
I
that
don't
sucks
like it after
is
season one is.
just take into effect that this is a show from like 2010 or 2009.
Sure.
It is a 10-year-old show.
Sure.
So and the first season, don't expect the glitz and the glam of like. Later on, they get the high budget. It's like the highest budgeted show now.
I used to watch Hercules and Xena Warrior Princess.
Hey,
like,
those are still two of the greatest shows ever made.
I'm just saying, like, the production quality wasn't always there, but it was still the shit. You know what I mean? So,
Oh,
like,
yeah, dude.
Yeah, I could definitely get in that.
I mean,
band.
Hercules was great, but he was nothing without Aeolus, my guy.
Yeah, man, that shit, man.
Ross, did you find it yet?
Why don't they have that shit on
looking at it.
Netflix? I need that
Exactly.
shit on Netflix.
Nike allegedly paid families of top basketball recruits. Ross put that. I don't care.
No, we do care about that shit. Cause
I'm inebriated.
listen,
Laughing.
you son of a bitches.
Give me more Fireball.
A lot more people need to get paid off that college game shit. How many people watch that shit? How many people pay to be in an arena for that shit? And given they get an education, like, people need to start paying for that shit.
The chart I was looking at was the season ratings chart.
Ooh.
Like where they'd rate the episodes, not like the actual viewership.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just so you
Which
know,
is
the
different.
viewership is the highest in TV.
Well, I would hope so.
And pirating. It's the highest piratage, the top
I would hope so. When
pirated
you only
show.
only give people like maybe 10 episodes a season, like I hope you like had fucking high.
It's
viewership.
6 now.
Jeez.
Yeah, exactly.
And they're like hour and a half episodes now.
Whereas they were...
so dumb.
It was 10 episodes of like hour-long episodes.
It's literally into miniseries territory. How many long their episodes are?
Yep. It's. I mean, I hope you enjoy it. I overhype it a lot, but I mean, there's a reason why it's so hyped. It's
Sure.
like I've been talking to people that aren't these two, and they're like, all of them are excited. And this has been like over a year and a half since the last season that we saw.
I wouldn't be able to handle that.
I'm going to a viewing party tomorrow to watch it. I gotta bring pretzels. It's kind of bullshit, but yeah. So we're gonna watch like a few of the season 7 episodes to get kind of caught up again, to get in the hot seat, and then we're gonna watch the
To me,
season
it's
premiere.
that thing that everyone sees and says, "Oh, if I'm cool, I gotta watch this." It's that thing. And I'm like,
No, see, that is the curse.
that's
Talking.
not a curse. It's the truth. I know people who literally like.
You guys,
Who had never watched the show who got pressured into watching it, and they're like, I only watch it because I literally get told I'm supposed to watch it, is what they tell me. And I'm like, oh my gosh, that's awful.
anything. I mean, it's okay giving it a try. But you guys are like, if it's too popular or I like it a lot,
I watched
too much,
Walking Dead for
you
7
guys
seasons.
hate it.
That was popular as shit.
Yeah.
I'm still watching that, and I don't know why.
I haven't watched it for like a while, but
It was good for a while.
they said it just picked up at the end of this season.
But then you guys like the dumbest characters. Like, your reasons for shows are like Walking Dead. You're like, Shane was the best character. I'm like,
That
Shane's
was me.
dead. He been dead.
to be fair, his
He's
mindset
been dead
was
forever.
the best at keeping them alive. But
Which was the greater good. And do whatever you can to survive. Watchmen.
he was like a way better version of the Watchmen.
No, he wasn't. He was an extremely micro version.
You know what? If you want to get me to watch the Watchmen, set the Watchmen and have a zombie.
You've already seen it.
Have a zombie
You've already
apocalypse
seen it.
happen and have the Watchmen try to stop it.
You guys started hating. I can't spoil Game of Thrones because people are just watching it now.
Yeah, don't spoil it.
But you guys stopped watching Game of Thrones because,
I stopped after season 3, I think.
yeah.
Season
I don't
3
know.
just-
That's because
which was one of the times that it peaked in viewership was season 3. So I stopped after it.
you
peaked.
guys stopped watching because you didn't have access to season 4.
That's not true. I just didn't feel like watching it anymore.
I don't believe you.
Basically,
We talked about this back in the day when you stopped watching.
No, it was like season 1's great, season 2 like Blackwater's great, like
I mean, when I have
season
to like
ended great, season 3 boring as fuck.
Well, when I have
And
to
then
literally
just
either
continue-
pirate or find a way to stream it, like it's not even worth it at that point for me.
Yeah, because Rick gave you access to seasons 1 through 3.
No, we were
and when you didn't have access,
we were downloading
you
and
stopped
watching them like for the original stuff.
Edit that out.
Edit that out. Well, you could download it for money. Like, you're fine.
What the hell are you talking about?
But
what do you think we are?
who do you think we are? Pirates?
Yeah.
What?
But
What are you doing, Alex?
Of the
Eddie's
Caribbean.
Revenge.
the thing about Game of Thrones is that there are some slow portions. Like, I can't remember season 4 exactly because it's been so long. But
It's like every show where they're like, oh, it's a whatever episode. It's like a person you don't like, so you're like, I have to watch this though if I want to see if there's anything from the plot in it.
It's basically like
kinda-
That gets
Naruto, where you
slow.
watch it for like 4 episodes over the course of 7 seasons, and that's
it does get slow. I mean,
Like,
at
oh,
some
it's going
point,
to Dragon Lady again. God dang it!
you should wait for the fucking books are excruciating.
her parts
for
of the
Dragon
show
Lady.
for me were like the weakest parts of the show. I don't.
Yeah, they're the weakest parts in the book because she's literally. I guess I can't spoil it.
Given,
But she's in a
like,
place
weapons
and
of
she's
mass
just
destruction,
staying in that
essentially.
place, not doing what she wants to be doing.
I mean, you're given
So-
you're given 3 weapons of mass destruction. You're down to like 1 now.
Negative, but okay, we'll save that for Sunday. So next week, Hype City for me.
So she's got no dragons. Okay, cool.
I never said that.
She's got
Are you
names.
saying she has more than 1?
I can't say that either.
a
That's
secret
spoiler.
Targaryen stole her dragons, and now she has 0.
Yeah, dude.
There you go. See, that doesn't make me want to watch
Because Jon and Tyrion are both secret Targaryens.
Nothing's
There
gonna
we
make
go,
you want to
problem
watch
solved.
it because it's so hype that you can't
it.
watch
It's
it because
sad
of
that
hype.
the show would be better without the dragons to me.
Why?
Yeah, I guess.
They're
Because-
a stupid plot point to make her relevant.
That's the whole point of the show. Is literally that.
The battle would be happening without the dragons, Bryce.
But actually, without the dragons, actually, after Khal
Russ,
Drogo died,
you'll
like,
learn someday when you actually decide to watch it. You'll be like, oh, shit.
if you think though,
Like, that's it.
if the dragons weren't a thing after Khal Drogo was dead, like the show would have ended.
You know
Sure,
that
there would have been this stuff going on
So
in
the
the-
whole point of the show is that, and the books, is that everything is normal life. Suddenly, life is not normal. Those dragons are the things that are not normal.
That's not true. The White Walkers are the things that are not normal, but okay, whatever.
Everything about that is not normal.
Well, actually,
the
dragons
point
existed
is,
for thousands of
the
years.
point
so-
is the point is world exists. There is mythology that no one believes.
That's
Suddenly,
not true.
mythology there.
There's dragon bones and stuff, so they know they existed.
But they're like the dinosaurs.
Okay,
They got stories
How
of
did
them
that-
existing,
how did
but
that
no one
one,
knows
like,
anything
How did
about
that one
them.
keep get melted then if like there were no dragons?
Which one?
Harrenhal.
Harrenhal?
Yeah. Please,
He knew the name.
Please prove it.
It was in one
This
of the relevant.
fuckboy watched.
It was
read the book.
It was in one of the relevant seasons of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, when Charles Dance came in.
when Charles Dance was there. And
But
then
I'm just saying, like, there's. Are you saying that they're like denying climate change deniers? Everyone in the whole country. Oh, that's funny because the show's about like winter and stuff. Is this whole show about climate change denial?
I don't know yet. I don't know yet.
to
I honestly
find
couldn't
out.
tell you that.
It's gonna rock your socks.
I couldn't tell you that. Are we gonna play Nintendo Switch?
We are gonna play Tindy Switch.
I think we're done, guys.
Right, on that note, we're gonna sign off. Like and subscribe. Pass it on as well.
Let us know.
which seasons of Game of Thrones were good and which ones were bad. I'll give you a hint. 1 and 2 were good. The rest you can let me know.
And let me know how many of you guys understand that just because it's popular doesn't mean it's good.
True.
Just say in the comments.
Right.
And
Let
that's your problem.
Let us know how you feel about
Hey man,
Watchmen.
chlamydia is popular. That doesn't mean
I like Avengers. They're very popular.
But you don't like Avengers 2.
The Revenge.
No, I like the whole thing.
But you didn't like Watchmen.
Yeah, because Watchmen isn't Avengers.
Then you're already lost. Then you are lost.
That shit is funny.
And he does like the show Lost. We'll catch you next time. Like and subscribe.
Deuces.
Hey everyone, hope you enjoyed the episode. You could catch us currently at the Prime 4 podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Podcast Addict for audio only. If you want to see how fugly we look in real life, you can also catch us on YouTube under the Prime 4 Podcast.